Now for a special spotlight. Please welcome Ed Mitzen, co-founder the Business for Good Foundation.
Hi, everybody. I got to get my slides on here. They've got a timer. Anyway, just give me 1 second. First of all, I wanted to thank the ForbesBLK community for putting on this event. I was really excited to come here and meet many of you and learn from all of you. It's so cool to be a part of an organization and an event that focuses on leadership and advancement, but also progress and purpose. I also want to thank Jabari Young, who invited me to speak here today. I've gotten to know him pretty well over the last year and a half, and it's a real honor to be here. I'm a little bitter that Stephen A. Smith gets more time than me, but I'll talk to him about that later. You know, I've met so many people already, both out in the lobby and in the green room, and it's really amazing to see the future of leadership, not just Black leadership, but American leadership that is so bold, smart, unapologetic, and overdue, in my opinion. So it's a real honor to be here. I've had a couple people reach out to me on LinkedIn and say, hey, I'd love to get to know you, meet you. I said, well, I'll probably be easy to find. So that's a QR code if you want. That has a little bit of background information on myself and our foundation. I live on an animal rescue farm in upstate New York. I grew up just outside of Albany, New York. Albany, for those of you who don't know, is about 2.5 hours north of New York City. It has twice the national poverty average of other cities around the country. It's got the second worst disparity between white and Black home ownership of any city in the country, only second to Minneapolis, which is pretty sad when you consider Albany's the capital of New York State. After college, I had an apartment in downtown Albany, in a rough part of Albany. I was bringing home $600 a month. My rent was $330. I had a $113 student loan, and the rest was for food and groceries. I didn't have a phone. I didn't have a car. I couldn't afford one. It was one of those apartments which many of us have probably experienced, where you flip the lights on at night and the cockroaches go running. Fast forward 35 or 40 years, and I had found myself in financial blessings that I never even imagined. I was fortunate enough to start 3 pretty successful businesses and sold them for millions and millions of dollars. And I now find myself in a position where I never dreamed when I think back to that apartment on Delaware Avenue. The ethos for our foundation and why I'm here today and why I was so honored to help sponsor this event is because it's my belief that those people that look like me and have benefited from a system have to do more to help the people that have not benefited from the system. You know, closing the wealth gap, making a more just economy, helping people in underserved communities. That's really what our foundation is all about. When I started my first business when I was 30, and I realized that white people in America have privilege that they don't always earn, and that they're not necessarily aware of. I certainly wasn't aware that I had privilege when I was waking up at 4 in the morning to start my company and put in 18-hour days, and waking up at midnight with a full-blown panic attack because I didn't know how I was going to make payroll next week. You don't really feel privileged. But then as I've gotten older and I was able to reflect more on how I got out of that cockroach apartment and now find myself where I am today, you start to learn and go on this journey of reflection and realize that, you know, I had access to mentors. I could ask people that I knew in my community, how do you incorporate? How do you write a business plan? How do you start people on payroll? Why do I need business insurance? My parents owned a modest home, but I was able to borrow off their home equity loan so that I could use that for salaries, which a lot of people where their parents don't own homes, that's not an option. And too many people in my community in my opinion, know this, and they're staying silent. And if you're staying silent and you're not using your blessings to help those that have been left behind, then what's the point? If you have power, if you have money, if you have influence and you're not using it, you're basically just being a silent participant in a system that is unfair. My wife and I have been on this journey as we started the Business for Good Foundation back in 2020. And what we essentially do, and the concept for the foundation, is that we use our business skills, our access to financial resources, networks, and we go in predominantly into marginalized communities and help people get up the income curve. We help fund entrepreneurs. We help fund education in underserved communities. And it's all about trying to give people a hand up, not a handout. So we provide them with, in a lot of instances, startup capital or breathing capital, marketing support, legal support. We bring in our networks of people to try to widen their networks so that they can get people to support their businesses that they normally wouldn't know. And in my opinion, it's all about economic empowerment. It's trying to get into these communities and help people get up the income curve. That's personally what I feel, what it means to be a good man, a good person, a good Christian. So it's been an incredible journey that we've been on. When I'm around people that look like me and have had the financial blessings that I have, what I hear often from them is, I worked hard for what I got. Nobody gave me anything. It's not my fault. The system's not fair. I give to causes I care about. I don't want to get political. I don't want to say something and get canceled. So they basically just stay on the sidelines, or they go to a charity gala or an auction, and they buy their husband or wife a really nice watch at the auction, and they think that somehow that's solving homelessness, as an example. And what we do is we invest in entrepreneurs directly into the communities. We've done everything from remodeling stores for people to buying them catering vans to showing them and taking them to the bank and helping them to get a line of credit, which many people in some of these communities don't know that that's an option. We fund education in marginalized communities. We give people second chances. We give people first chances. And it's been honestly one of the most inspiring things I've done in my life. The people that I've met in these communities are some of the most resilient, hardworking people that I've ever met, because they've had to be, right? And why I'm here today is, I want to try to meet as many of you as I can and try to figure out ways that we can work together to try to get our message and your message out. We've lost empathy in this country. We've lost that desire to take care of our neighbors, no matter what color they are. And I'm trying to use my voice to try to change some of that. We're now focusing on workforce development. We did a big project in Albany where we've been piloting our foundation. We are focused on getting people into first-time home buyers, trying to get entrepreneurs making significantly more money so that they can grow their companies and grow their businesses and create generational wealth for themselves and their families. And I'm, as corny as it may sound, I'm trying to start a movement. You wouldn't expect some farmer from upstate New York trying to do this, but I feel it's really important. My father died at the age of 41, so it taught me that tomorrow's not promised. I'm 58 years old. I figure I got another 20 years in the tank, maybe. And I want to try to do as much as I can for as many people as I can while I'm here. And too many of my friends, in my opinion, they build a wing on a hospital so they can see their name up there, and they think that all that's doing is polishing a legacy. It's not helping people. I guess it is in some ways, but it's not really getting down and dirty and helping the people that really need some extra help. I will close with this, because I only got 5 minutes. Stephen A. Smith gets like 30. Privilege is when you think something is not a problem because it's not a problem for you. So what I tell the folks in my community is that you're not going to change the world, but you can change someone's world. And what I'm hoping to do is take the Business for Good Foundation national. I'm trying to inspire other guys like me in other communities to think about giving back in a little bit differently, and trying to go into some of these communities and use their privilege, use their financial blessings and power and connections and networks to help grow, help get these people up the income curve. So please come up and introduce yourself to me. I look forward to meeting many of you, and God bless everybody. Thank you for having me.